I'm going to give you 3 reasons why the premium luxury is the sweet spot for luxury sedans. We're showcasing the 2026 Cadillac CT4 Premium Luxury in Black Raven. This is the last year for the CT4. They offer 3 different trims, but when you go premium luxury, you have 2 different engine options, and it starts in the low $40,000 price. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm going to throw in some pros and cons as we go over to reveal the 3 reasons why this is the sweet spot for Cadillac, and it's sad that we're losing it after this year. There was some talks about an EV, but right now it's pretty much dried up, especially with the tax credit being gone. I don't see that coming into play. Starting in the front, you're going to have LED headlights daytime running with the chrome Cadillac emblems for the grille and the satin aluminum around them. When you go into the sport trim, the glossy black, and it's going to look a little bit more pronounced in the front. The lower is going to keep it settled with the signature vertical daytime running lights, near 4 inches of clearance in the standard 2.0 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. That's producing 237 horsepower with 258 pound-feet of torque, paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, achieving 22 mpgs for the city, 32 mpgs for the highway. The first reason why that I would go to this is because you're getting great mpgs. You can option 310 horsepower out of the 2.7 liter with 350 pound-feet of torque, but you're already getting a 0 to 60 at 6.2 seconds, which is pretty quick for the most part. And going to the 2.7 liter, 4.8 seconds. Go into a Grand Coupe 2 Series BMW, you're going to be paying well over $42,000 to $43,000. This is going to be a savings, and even adding that extra few dollars for the engine option, you're still going to have a savings comparing it against BMW. Obviously, this is not going to be a 50-50 weight distribution, and this is not something that is necessarily comparable against Audi and Mercedes as well as BMW. But the fact is, you're getting such a great deal for a luxury car, and you can still tap into the performance at a low price. Going this trim, you're going to get these 18-inch wheels instead of 17. On the sport trim, you'll also get an 18-inch wheel, but they will be a little bit more sporty. Realistically speaking, I would go here because I'm looking to save the dough, get great MPGs, and it's still quick enough, but it's going to be a little bit smaller. But because it's a sedan instead of a hatchback, which it doesn't even look like a hatchback, you're going to be losing in headroom, leg room in the rear, as well as cargo capacity. It's not going to be the best in class. So you're going to have some pros and cons going there. Standard LED taillights. In the rear, I feel like they've kind of forgot about what's going on because we don't have any diffuser, and I get it, this is not the sport trim. And these dual exhausts that's exposed that literally have a piece that's connected, so it makes it look more sporty and aggressive. I mean, I'm going this route because I'm getting savings, and that's the second reason why this is a bargain. And it's sad that this is the last year for Cadillac to make this sedan, and the CT5 kind of is the home run, but then you're spending an extra $2 to $5 grand to get something that's comparable to this. So then, is it worth spending that extra dough? I mean, let me know in the comments. Would you go to the competition or the last year for the CT4? Click a like. If you're new to the channel, click a subscribe. All these clicks help with the algorithm so we can bring more vehicles to the channel. Quick release, going into 10.7 cubic feet of storage, which is enough for a day in and day out. You get a little storage bin right here. And over here is your battery. Underneath the floor, you're gonna have some storage. Plus you get this little bag that has a Cadillac badging here. We also brought the tape measure. So from front to back, you got about 41.5 inches. From wheel well to wheel well, you got about 33 inches with a full width at nearly 49.5 inches, but it's not gonna be really easy to use this because of that storage bin there and the battery being right there. Unfortunately, there's no levers to pull the rear bench. You have to go back here in order to split it at a 40-60 split. And then you're gonna also have to move these seats up in order to do so. You'll pull the tab, fold it down, and it's not gonna be 100% flat, but it's gonna give you extra cargo capacity. The key fob to the premium luxury CT4. 12-way power seat adjustment, heated, ventilated, leather-wrapped seating, memory for the driver. Unfortunately, the CT4 never got any upgrades to the screen configuration, but it is still somewhat of a driver-focused setup as you're seeing the angle that it has. That being said, leg space, I have at least 3 to 4 inches, so it's not too bad. Wireless charger there. The cup holders are more derived for the passenger, as well as this opening for a smartphone, but You have to be on the driver's side to open it up. That's the con to it. You do have your charging ports here, and it's going to be a little bit more sport drive. Let's fire it up. 8-inch infotainment screen, wireless connectivity, so your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming, Bluetooth audio. Put it into reverse, and you get a reverse camera. The trajectory does expand with dual climate control settings, and you got plenty of buttons here with the wireless charging pad for the heated and ventilated seats, with the wrap for the gear lever, and your driving mode select is right here. With the wrap steering wheel, it's heated, multi-function. You get paddle shifts. The gauge cluster, you can go through an array of different content for the driver, but it's only a digital reader in the center. Otherwise, it's analog there on the side. As for leg space for the driver, I got about 4.5 inches to 3.5 inches. You can option a moonroof. Without it, I have plenty of headroom. I would say I have at least 4 or 5 inches, but you can let me know in the comments. Auto dimming rear view mirror, LED interior lights, the door panel and dash, it configures it together nicely. They put this little piece right here that kind of softens up the materials, because otherwise everywhere is pretty hard materials. We'll touch up and down for just the front windows. This is a Cadillac, so I would like to see that on all of them, but because this is the last year, it's obviously not gonna happen. It's more sporty here with a long storage pocket. For the back seat, that's the opening that you have to fit 2 more with the cup holders and armrest down. And these cup holders, they're good, but the armrest isn't, because if you're using it, I mean, look how small that is. I'll show you in just a second what I mean. You get a 12-volt charger here, air vents, and storage behind both of the front seats. The door card is completely flat. No storage except for the grab handle area, which is definitely a con because it pushes you in to the CT5 because there's no storage at all. Sitting behind me, you sit upwards. You have maybe 1.5 inches to about 1 inch. It is carved out, so that does help. And then what I was talking about on these cup holders, look at this. There's absolutely no way you would be able to use this as an armrest and cup holder. And headroom, I would say you have maybe 2 inches, but you can let me know in the comments. The hardest part is sitting into the center because you're not going to have much knee space at all. I would say 1/2 inch is basically what you're gonna have sitting behind me at 6'3". You're gonna be sharing some feet space, butt, leg, and shoulder space, and this also picks upwards. So just keep that in mind, because when you're looking at the tape measure showing that you have about 17.5 inches, 3 to 4 inches of it is lifted up, so it's gonna be an uncomfortable seat. And sitting into the center is not desirable. I'm too tall for this. 237 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque out of this 4-cylinder, 2.0-liter twin-scrolled turbocharged engine. But like I was saying on the exterior, the beauty about this trim is you can get the 2.7-liter turbocharged, which unlocks 310 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque. It might not sound like a lot, but these are small vehicles, so it is quite a bit. I'm gonna just change the driving mode real quick to put it into sport mode so you can see. And that's why I'm saying this is the sweet spot. It's fast enough. It's pretty quiet for the most part in the interior of the cabin. You get leather upholstery, ambient lighting. I'm not a huge fan of this 8-inch screen. I actually like analog gauges, so I'm okay with this small digital reader here. And you're getting great MPGs for that everyday drive. Literally ticking the box for everything. Now, on the cons, it doesn't have great clearance. You have around 4 inches. It's about 3.7 inches. They didn't update this vehicle for quite a while, but at least we're getting standard wireless charging pad. When you go this trim, you get heated and ventilated seats, so you don't have to option a lot more, so that definitely helps. But then you're not getting a moonroof. What's the point of going Cadillac and I'm not getting some of the Cadillac aesthetics or styling in the interior? These little turbos, though, they really do move pretty good. I actually like how the power is derived, because as you're noticing, it just kind of takes off. Maneuverability is good. It's small, it's not very wide, so you can get in and out. Braking on the vehicle, well, we can't do, we're gonna do some hard braking right here. It doesn't feel heavy. That's the best part about this vehicle. Whether you're mashing on the gas or the brake, it's that everyday blend, so you don't feel like nervous when you're driving. Because sometimes when you're in traffic, you feel like, oh man, I gotta brake early, I gotta leave this kind of distance. You don't. Now we're going around 40, we're gonna slow it down to about 40, and we're gonna mash on the gas. Obviously, you gotta have some turbo lag. That's normal. But again, it opens up pretty good. And realistically, if you need that extra power, you go to the 2.7 turbo and it's going to be unlocked. So you got the savings, you only had to pay a few grand to get that. Sadly, this is the last year that they're doing this vehicle. So at least they gave us some updates with standard amenities, so you didn't have to tick the box for all these packages, but they still didn't give all of the Cadillac features that I would have liked to see. Turn radius at a stop point. Not too in a far lane. Let's rock and roll. I'm doing all this and I'm getting phenomenal MPGs. That's the best part. I'm not going hybrid, so I'm not adding any extra batteries. Yes, it's a turbocharged, and I know some people in the comments say, well, you know what, turbocharged don't last that long. Service the darn things, they'll last pretty long for the most part, and this is a smaller engine. Is it something that feels like it's too much for this engine? No. That's why I like this setup the best, because you're just in the low $40,000 price and you're getting all that blended in. Nobody in comparison gives you that. Some other cons, there's no manual adjustments, which they should have more power seat adjustments for the seat. The back seat, you don't have a lot of cargo or storage at all. There's none in the door pocket. And then in the front, you can only open up this center console on the driver's side, even though everything is kind of derived for the passenger side. So there were some things that they could have fixed to make it a little bit better. But again, as it sets, it's really hard to complain about the deal that you're getting. But let me know in the comments what you think. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out this next video right here.